Hello, welcome back to another video. Today it's not gonna be a suspenseful, keep you guessing. It's because I'm excited about it. It's more art from one of my current favorite artists, Tom Reilly. So if anybody knows what Tom Reilly is working on currently, that's a big hint as to what is in here, and also it speaks to my excitement to get this opened up. Now, this is another package from Modern Mythology, comic art. My friend Josh Raybuck. So this is let's see. So there's a little bit of a mystery about this because I guess I overpaid a little bit, and then he said, "Hey, do you want not by much, but he said, "Hey, do you want a refund, or do you want me to just add in some some goodies?" And I was like, "Hey, no need for a refund. Just toss in something else, and we'll be good to go." So, all right. So I'm excited to see what exactly is in here. So let's see. Now I guess I'll talk about it in a minute. I was about to jump right into the story specifics of the contents of this page, but we'll wait. We'll get to that, I guess. Let's see what we got here. Okay, that's cool. I promise I don't intentionally say, "Oh, it's cool" as like a tagline or a catchphrase. I don't want to do that. It's just that's my natural reaction to seeing some sweet art. So, all right. So let's get this opened up. So the one other thing I knew that was going to be in this package is Tom has on Instagram and Twitter. He a couple years now. There's been like a month where he does some like warm up sketches that are all just different costumes or versions of Spider-Man. Now this is one that had been available, and then I bought a bunch of them before. And then this one was still available, and I said, "Hey, I don't have anything really." Again, let me make sure I'm not lying. Not lying. No, I don't have anything of this character, and it's Miles Morales. This is a warm up sketch. I think this is the one that he posted online, but this is like another version of it that I guess he was like kind of testing out. But I just like how these are an awkward size. He just took a 11 by 17 board and just about 3 inches, so about 3 by 17. They're awkward sizes, but I just like this. It's kind of like just a character study type piece. It just feels like as if Tom was warming up to do a Spider-Man title, which I really think he would be amazing on. But all right, so this is actually one that I guess was one of the goodies that Josh added in, and it's the Scarlet Spider, the Kane version of Scarlet Spider. So that's really cool. I've got some other ones. I've got a 2099. I've got Ben Reilly. Both versions of Ben Reilly, like his hoodie and the like when he became Spider-Man, that costume. We've got a couple of them. I just think they're really fun. Difficult to figure out what to do with necessarily as far as displaying or whatever, but they look fun in a portfolio. And I just like having like a series of the same artist, just all those different costumes. So, all right. So here is another piece that I did not know was going to be included, and this is also incredibly cool. This is another warm-up sketch, and I remember seeing Tom post last year sometime, but it's Jonah Hex. So I've got that other Jonah Hex piece where he's on the horse and he's kind of has the bounties behind him. But so I hesitated grabbing this one as well because I had that other Jonah Hex piece, but I always liked this one. So kudos to Josh for identifying that this would be a nice addition to the collection. So thank you, sir. Yeah, that's fun. All right, so into the meat and potatoes of this package. Now, let me see how I want to do this, because I want to show. Hold on, I'm gonna figure this out because All right, let's do this first. All right, so this was the page that I initially targeted. It goes really well with this page. The the Duke Starscream encounter from Transformers issue 2 is like the backbone of the Duke miniseries. It's just Duke trying to figure out, it's get answers, get revenge from the death of his friend. So anyway, so that page I had was a great recap of those events, and then that was it from issue 1. This is from issue 3, and it's when I don't want to give too many spoilers because I really think it's a great miniseries, and I can't recommend it enough. But anyway, so they introduced Baroness in the series. She has the end of issue 2. She appears in a full page splash, and then issue 3 is Duke kind of interacting with Baroness. So this is a page that it recounts again that encounter with Starscream, and in this instance, there's a couple things about this that I really enjoy. So in the story, Baroness is kind of pushing his buttons. They're all locked up currently in the pit. In the previous issue, they catch up to Duke. They bring him in, and they're in the pit, which is great. That's where he encountered then Baroness. She's locked up there as well. So she's trying to use him to help escape. So she's trying to get a rise out of him. He's in that cell, kind of broken, and he's like defeated. He's still basically has PTSD from his encounter with Starscream, and she's really trying to push his buttons and get a rise out of him to say, what is it that you saw that made you go rogue? What is this? And he refuses to give in. He refuses to tell what he saw. So in this panel, the previous page right before that, she says, what did you see that made you turn your back on your country? And then you see this panel, and it's him saying, that's classified. So she's egging him on, like, they've turned their back on you. Why are you protecting them? Why are you doing this? And it's just, it speaks to Duke's sense of duty and honor, and that he's not gonna, he's still, even though he disagrees with, not being filled in on what's going on, he's trying to get answers. He's looking for those answers. And even though they have him, they have him currently locked up in the pit, he refuses to give up those secrets, and he's still saying what he saw is classified. Now, the other part about this that I really, really enjoy is, so I said it here. I'll pull up the page here. So the other thing I really enjoy about this is that it represents so well the burden that Duke is carrying. He was told. In issue 1, after he tells General Hawk what he has seen, he's kind of basically said, just forget about it, forget what you saw, and Duke can't do that, so that's what sets him off on this, down this path. But it's just showing that it's still weighing on him so heavily. So you have him there with his head down. He said, I can't give up, it's classified. But it just represents so well the burden of those events that are weighing on him. And you see it in that panel, and then you also see it in the bottom panel there after Baroness is kind of pushing his buttons. So it's just a page that I love it on its own merits. I love that it's a similar the choices made to represent Starscream in flashback again. You have that explosion behind him. He's backlit, so he's mostly in shadows, but that helps sell the idea that this is a flashback. So this pairs nicely with the other page that I have, but also just that again, this encounter with Starscream is what this miniseries is all about. It's what it's the pivotal event that sets Duke down this path that'll eventually lead to spoiler alert, Duke is gonna eventually we're gonna get to a full Team G.I. Joe book, but it's this event that sets him down that path to kind of break off from the his normal government duties, and then take him down this path to be part of GI Joe. So yeah, I mean, the techniques used, like I said, I love the how Starscream is blacked out, inked out, backlit. Yeah, just really powerful. Just that top panel alone uh, is worth it. But you still get a great shot of Baroness, who's just kind of like, you tell she's up to something. She's trying to, she's doing her own intel. She's trying to get answers from Duke, play him, push his buttons, because she wants to get out of there. But Duke isn't giving in just yet. But yeah, so this one, a really special page. I'm glad that I was able to add this one to the collection. Yeah, super cool. So now, so when I told Josh that I wanted this page, he said it's cool. He said, but you gotta know something. And before, when I talked about how Tom is like, the thing I always go back to is the movie A Beautiful Mind. It just, all these things that are in his head kind of going on. Tom, I feel like Tom is kind of like that, in the sense that he has these ideas. He's trying to meet deadlines, get the work done. Dude will draw on anything. Now, case in point, there is more art on the back of this page. There's more published art on the back of this page, and it's published art from the Duke series. So on the back of this page is a sequence from issue 2. It's the introduction of Clutch to the series. So it's a 2-page spread that first you see a Clutch in his junkyard, and so that piece. I don't know how to describe this. So yeah, the 2-page spread starts off with the image of Clutch on top of the trailer there, looking over the junkyard, and then in the published page, it's kind of like this. Like, that's the 2-page spread where you see the junkyard, and then the panels to kind of have Duke coming in to talk to Clutch there. Another fun story about this panel. Side story. The artist Tyler Boss had there's a on social media. I want to say it was like last year, but he had his car stolen, and there's a portfolio or a bag that was in the back of the car, so he had some art that had been stolen, and his car, I think it was gone for like a day or two. But it showed up, like some kids, some gang or whatever, like they because I think there was like a gang name where they called themselves. I can't remember what it was, but it was like they like defaced his car, and yeah, I forget the whole story. But anyway, so he recovered his car. It was kind of trashed, and in the back of the car, the art was still there. But there was some, like, I think they had poured some gasoline in the car, so I think that the pages had an odor to them. But Tyler, I think then he sold the pages as like really super cheap, and then it donated the money to a charity. So it was kind of this whole thing that happened. In the published published double page spread of this sequence in the junkyard, Tom added, after the fact, he drew Tyler's car and put it in as one of the I'll put it up here, but he put it in the junkyard. So that was a patch that he drew, and then he gave it to Tyler. So it's not on the original. And actually, if you look at it on the published page, it doesn't quite fit in. Your eye doesn't catch it because it's just this this junkyard scene. But like, it's just it's fun to know that that's the origins of that car. So yeah, so this double page spread, is this something that I would have necessarily bought? If it wasn't on the back of the page I really wanted, probably not. However, Josh definitely cut me a deal on this, because it's just like, what's he supposed to do with it? Because Tom kind of backed him into a corner, like, well, you want to sell these pages, but people don't necessarily want to have two-sided art. But I thought it's a good example to show what I was talking about before, and how he you know how he just draws on anything, and that's certainly the case here. So obviously, issue 2 would have been done first. So he had this done, and I'm not exactly sure, the reasoning as to why it was done on 2 separate boards like that. Maybe this was going to be a 2-page spread in itself, but then he had to add in some of the panels afterwards. But anyway, so he had this board, and then this got drawn. I guess this is the back of the page. I'm assuming this was drawn first, and then this one. But again, I love Tom's art so much. I love how the story of how he obviously draws on anything. So it was a good opportunity to grab some more art, and I like this as a standalone piece. I still like that scene of the junkyard. So I couldn't help it. They needed to stay together, because I'm going to buy this page and then just leave Josh and Tom with this to figure out what to do with. I just thought I'll just keep them together, and I'll share the story here. So the Duke miniseries just finished up 5 issues. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it, and it's one of those cases of it's a different approach. I'm also realizing, side note, that I say a lot, like but whatever. That's just when you speak off the cuff, that's gonna happen. Those pauses, those verbal pauses, they occur. So so the miniseries, it's a different approach to GI Joe, and I appreciate that. If I want to watch the cartoon or watch other previous incarnations of GI Joe, it's still there, and that's okay. I like this take on it, this idea that GI Joe is being formed at the same time as Transformers being introduced into the universe. So it's a good opportunity to kind of see the GI Joe built from the ground up, and have Transformers kind of fuel that part of its creation while being separate. There are elements that tie into it, and I like how they're doing the MCU approach to GI Joe. So you start with the Duke miniseries. You also have Cobra Commander that's going on, and I think the main part of that story. I've only read the first, I think, 3 issues of Cobra Commander so far, but that idea is that he's after this power source, which is Energon. So that's all going to tie together later on down the line. Destro is introduced in Duke, and there's story elements there that will lead Destro to kind of hook up with Cobra Commander, and you kind of see that dynamic, those separate entities coming together to form Cobra. So I think it's being done intelligently and with care and purpose. So if you enjoy Transformers, if you enjoy GI Joe as a property, I strongly suggest checking these out. Really fun story. Issue 5 it ended. Issue 5 was great, but it kind of tells you, like, gives you a hint as to what is to come. So I said it before, but right now, Transformers and GI Joe, Duke, they're the most fun I'm having in comics. I don't read a whole lot of books. There's a comic shop that opened up near me recently, and the owner, really cool guy. He's kind of given me a couple ideas of things I should look out for, and I've checked out some other series, a lot of issue 1s, just because I like checking them out, and then if there's something that I really enjoy, I'll get like a collected edition down the road. But GI Joe, Transformers, like I'm all in on this. The next batch of miniseries, they're doing a Scarlet and a Destro miniseries. Now Reilly isn't doing the art on those, but I look forward to. I just have I hope. I mean, I hope he does something else in the Energon universe soon, because I've loved his take on the characters. I love what he's done with this kind of this action thriller espionage series. So to see him kind of take on a full like GI Joe book, that would be, I mean, that would be amazing. Dangerous for my wallet if it's Tom, but hope so. Fingers crossed. I really hope he stays involved in the Energon universe, because just this 5 issues of Duke, not enough for my taste. So I hope there's more. So anyway, thank you to Josh from Modern Mythology for throwing in the extra goodies. They definitely fit. He knows. I mean, he knows what I have from Tom, so they definitely fit my collection. So thank you, and I'm really kind of pumped to have this one specifically. But I also love the story behind Tom drawing these. So yeah, that's cool. Said it again. All right. So thank you for watching this one, and I will see you soon.